There's my audience.
There are many country singers, but I personally think Gary Allan is one of the best. Many country songs have meanings and affect people in different ways, but Gary Allan hits it right in the heart. I have listened to Gary Allan since I was 3 years old. My family knew a lot about Gary Allan and listens to his music frequently. I have done a lot of research on the country singer, so therefore I feel like I can be a good resource to ask to find out any information about Gary Allan. Today I am informing people about the life of Gary. I will be telling you about Gary Allan and all the things he had to go through to get where he was today. First, let's talk about where Gary Allan came from and how he grew up. Gary Allan was born in La Mirada, California. His parents were Mary and Harley Hertzberg. Music had been in his family since he was born. His talent with music was especially supported by his mother and father. Gary began to play with his father throughout his teenage years. When Gary was only 15 years old, his first recording deal was with A&M Records, but him and his parents rejected the offer, knowing that Gary must finish school first. Gary later then graduated from La Serna High School in Whittier, California, and kept his band, the Honky Tonk Wranglers, alive. Now that we've talked about where Gary Allan is from and what his younger years looked like, we will be talking about how he was signed. On August 28, 1993, Gary was introduced to songwriter and producer Brian Hill. He had asked Gary if he could showcase an unsigned act that was happening there at the bar Gary would always perform at. Hill had arranged to bring the head of A&R from a major label to see the other act perform. Gary kindly let them use the stage, and Hill promised Gary he would make sure A&R would stay for Gary's portion of the show. They soon found out that everyone was impressed from Gary's performance and by his voice. From then on, Hill began sending Gary songs to sing. Hill had arranged Gary to go to a small studio in California to try some songs that Hill had sent to him from Nashville, Tennessee. Sometime after that, Hill became head of A&R at B&A Entertainment of the same year, 1993, and immediately wanted to sign Gary to B&A. But current roster conditions and other things related to the reconstructing of RCA and B&A Nashville stood in the way. So during that time, Gary got a job selling cars. He had ended up leaving a demo tape in the glove box of a car he sold to a wealthy couple. When the couple discovered that he was a singer, the couple had given Gary $12,000. This money allowed Gary to go to Nashville and record some of the songs that were on the demo tape, with Hill as the producer. On September 11th, 1995, Gary worked on 4 songs that Hill showed to labels. When the labels heard Gary's recordings, they were giving Hill and Gary very serious responses. The main labels wanting Gary were Mercury, RCA, and Decca. A meeting between Gary, Hill, and labels took place in a hotel in Nashville. The meeting was to arrange 2 showcases that Gary was supposed to perform in Los Angeles, California. Hill had arranged staffers from Decca Records to attend the first showcase. After that, Decca immediately wanted to sign Gary. So Decca asked to cancel the second show to keep anyone else from signing Gary. Decca staffer Mark Wright and Brian Hill co-produced Gary Allan's first 3 albums for Decca. The album included Used Heart for Sale and It Would Be You, which both were included in the top 5 singles. The third hit released by Gary Allan was Smoke Rings in the Dark, all of which were released March 11th, 1996. Now that we've discussed how Gary Allan got signed, let's discuss his life during his famousness. Gary Allan had a total of 3 wives. His first wife, Tracy Taylor, was married to Gary in 1987. They ended up getting a divorce. He soon again got married to model Dante Day on November 28, 1998. They soon divorced in June 1999. He married his third wife, Angela, June 5, 2001. In 2003, him and his wife moved from California to Tennessee. On October 25, 2004, his wife committed suicide due to depression and migraines. Gary had put his music career on hold after this tragedy happened, but soon turned to music to cope with the loss of his wife. His grief produced the album Tough All Over, which sold 99,000 copies within the first week of the release. I lost my spot. Okay. His songs touched thousands of people, some even called it heart-wrenching. In conclusion, you have learned the ups and downs of a portion of Gary Allen's life and the good and the bad parts. I have now informed you about the life of Gary Allen. Now you know more about Gary and how he got to where he was today. Now that we know about all the hardships Gary had to go through and all the things he had to get through to get to his prize, it's easy to say all things are possible through hard work.